Hey yo, this is Bob from Bob's Tabletop Sports coming to you with a new video today. Today we're going to talk about the score sheet, and I'm actually going to merge this with some gameplay too. So you're actually going to see some gameplay. Now you're going to see here some different looking cards. And these are the cards I play with right now currently. And I designed these in the Affinity Designer. So they look a little bit different from the cards that you've been seeing in the previous videos. These aren't the cards that come with the default cards, but there's some good news coming here. So you can see here, just an example of one of these cards. You can see here, control stars are up on this little bar. I have a season number on here, so this is the second season I'm playing here. And so that's why these look a little bit different, okay? Otherwise, they have the same values, the offense, defense, and the sportsmanship that you'd expect on any of the other cards. The great news about this, I'm going to show you this right now. This is a printout I just did. And I'm going to put this file up in the next couple days here. And this is going to be an Excel spreadsheet that you can actually make your own cards with. So this is printed off from that spreadsheet. And all you have to do is enter in a roster of players in one tab. And it will create the cards for you. You can do up to 8 teams at a time, so up to 2 sheets of this. This one actually was printed double-sided accidentally by my printer, but just to kind of show you these. So you can see it prints them out, just looks exactly like this. You can, after you have entered in your rosters, you can color these in to make these cards look almost exactly like these cards here, except they don't have the player silhouettes. That's the only difference there. But otherwise, this is a real good thing that if you want to create your own league without having to use these default players here like this, you can create your own league with your own team names, with your own players, have it printed out all real nice and everything. So this is kind of an exciting thing here that we're doing. And I'll have that up probably in the next day or two. It'll be up on the site. And I'll put the site link again in the doobly-doo at the bottom there. So if you forget where to go, it'll be there for you. All right. We have 2 teams here. And these are 2 teams from my league. So I wanted to kind of showcase this to kind of show you what you can do. And I use Affinity. I'm going to put the Affinity templates up in about a week or 2 as well. So you can use those to create your teams as well. So you can use these same things to create teams in Affinity that will look just like this and have all of the features that you see here. One other thing I want to point out to you, this is another thing that I'm working on. This is why I'm playing this second season, because I'm testing a new feature for the game. This will be an optional feature, and this is going to be a coach's expansion. And as you can see here, here's an example of a coach card. And this one just has an ability. So it says 1 time per game, you can change both the key players after a selection roll. Very simple, very easy. It's a 1-time ability, okay? So it's a 1-time ability in the game. Most of the coach cards have that, where it's a 1-time ability. They can use it once per game, and once they've done it, they don't have the ability to use it anymore. This guy right here, unfortunately, this coach card, he has no abilities. And so that's another example that you could have one with no abilities. There's also a couple coaches in this set of coaches as well that have the ability to add stars either at home or away games. So there's one that adds stars during away games, so they'll add a star. So you get an extra control star for your team. And then you get another one that would be one for your home team. So that instead of having just 1 star at home, you'd have 2 extra stars, which is pretty cool. And then there's one that does one at both, which is very powerful. So the coaches are imbalanced for a reason, so that you can put them on any team. And you may like put one of the better coaches on a bad team and see what they can do, or whatever you want to do. So that's all up to you. That's all in your universe. But I think the really good thing here is now having that Excel template. Anybody can use the guide that we have out right now, which is a guide to creating teams and to be able to manage them from year to year. So you can have it's a franchise guide. And so you'll be able to create your own franchises, create your own leagues. I have 12 teams in my league that I do, And those 12 teams, there's relegation in there. So the bottom 2 teams get relegated and they create 2 new teams to come in the league every year. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like I said, we're in season 2 with this right now. So also we're in week 10. And I can show you here, this is the score sheet we're going to talk about today. I use a 4 at a time. This is the condensed score sheet. There's also a normal score sheet that just has 2. So if you don't like writing small like I do, you can definitely do that. So very simple to use, and I'm going to go through this and we're going to play a sample game to show you this. So this is going to be both of those videos all in one. It's a all-in-one video here. So the first thing you're going to do here is you're going to take and write in your starting lineup. I usually like to do the 2 forwards first and then the 2 backup or the 2 defensemen second, and then usually the goalie. There's a spot there for the goaltenders you can see there. So I'll write these in real quick. So we have Madsen. And I'm sorry if the camera's going to shake because I'm writing here. Jang, and then I have Hurtado. We have Gibbs as the other goaltender. And note that both teams are using their backup goaltenders because they both rolled a 6 on their initial roll. So as I said before, there's an initial roll that we do before a game. And if it comes up as a 6, well, guess what? They're going to use their backup goaltender instead. And that's exactly what happened. My pencil lead just broke. Arenas, Takahashi, and then Abbott. So we have everything ready for the game now. We can actually start playing this game. So I'm just going to roll this dice real quick here. And we can get started. So we got a 3 and a 5. So Reynes will start with the ball and Madsen will defend. So remember, 3 and 5 here. That's going to give us who our starting players are. I always roll the 12-sided dice as well. It's just habit. I roll everything all at once on that first roll. Here's the second roll to see what actually happened. So, oh, double 6s. Okay. So guess what? We are going, oh no, sorry, not double 6s, no, 6 and a 5. So he did make it, he didn't make it, and so there's nothing that happened in this play, right? So it's going to go down to the control die, which is a 1, and as you can see, 1 to 6, this is going to change sides. Okay, so that's all we need to do. Now, what I like to do is the team that had control during the minute, I like to do a slash here going that direction. So for example, if the home team had it, we go this way. If it's the away team, I do it that way. And at the end of the game, I can get kind of an idea of possession throughout the game as well. Who had more possession, who had less possession, what have you. Okay, that's an optional thing. And otherwise, you can just cross it off. Just do an X, but the first minute is done. Okay, so we do the second minute. And it's going to be Jang versus Abbott. So you can see 6 here, 3 here, and we re-roll the dice. Jang made his 2. Abbott also made his 4. So again, this is going to come down to a control battle. And as you can see here, this says 6 to 12. It's really kind of hard to read here, but this says 6 to 12. So we're going to change back to the home team again, because the home team does have advantage in this. And we put the slash going towards the away team because they were the one who had possession to start the minute. And that's all we do. And we go to the third minute. And it's going to be a 3 and a 1. And so it's a 5 versus a 3 is what's going to happen here. Oops. And we just took out everything. All right. So good news here. So we had a 1 versus a 4. Arenas is going to get a shot on goal because he beat his with a 1, but Barrett with the 3 unfortunately missed. So what I like to do in a shot situation is I'll mark off the minute first. Then I'm going to mark off the shot. So Arenas will get a shot on goal. And then I also like to mark the goaltender too to get a shot against right off the bat. So as you can see here, before we even roll for the goaltender, I've marked off the time. I did a shot and I did a shot against here as well. So everything's been marked off. Okay. Now we roll for the shot on goal. Remember, we're going to roll this 12-sided dice. We are just absolutely destroying everything with the dice. Normally, I use a dice tray, but it wouldn't get on camera with everything. So it's going to be a 31. So Hurtado will make the save. And so I don't have to write anything else because he made the save. Okay. The 12 here, again, 6 to 12, it's going to stay with them. So we go to the next minute. We're in minute 4 now. Okay, 4, it's going to be that one and that one. So Arenas will be again in the next play. And 6 is going to be Padilla. Okay. And we roll again. And, oh, look at that. So Arenas failed on this one. He needed a 5 or lower. He's got a 6. 6 always fails. 1 always succeeds. Padilla has a 3. And so Padilla is going to get a steal. So we'll mark off the minute. Padilla gets the steal. Now, we're going to see here if Padilla can actually maintain the possession. So if a 3 or 4 comes up, we get a breakaway. Okay, so we're going to roll this. Oh, there we go. So we get a breakaway. So Padilla is going to get a breakaway. We're going to do the minus the -2 rule and all that good stuff, or the -10 rule and all that good stuff. But here we go first with Padilla. He needs a 5 or less. We're going to roll it right now to get a successful attack. So Padilla will get that. So remember that the minute, so the minute starts with them. Padilla is going to get a shot on goal. And Gibbs is going to be defending. 36. Now remember that goes to -10 because it's a breakaway, so it becomes 26. So he needs a 26. I should have rolled the other die too, and I definitely didn't need to do it because he saved. And 5 is going to say 1 to 5. Yep, so 1 to 5 here. It's 1 to 5, 6 to 12. They get to keep the ball. And that is it for the minutes. So 5 minutes have gone by already in this 40-minute game. Both teams have had a shot on goal. One of them was a breakaway. Didn't quite go through, though. And it's going to be, this time, Padilla again. And he's going to go up against Welch. So 3 versus 3. And a double 5. This is going to be doubles now. So now we actually have to look at the doubles chart. So on the doubles chart, a double 5 and a 3 is going to say resolve normally. Okay, so we're just going to resolve this as it would be. He missed his 5, he missed his 3, or he missed his 3, he missed his 3. They both missed their 3s. And a 1 to 3 means that it stays there. And we go to the next minute. Very simple to do, okay? A 1 and a 4. So this time Madsen, the best player here for Swindon Crossing, will go up against Abbott. And so it'll be a 1v4. And here we go for the actual roll. And this one went all the way over here. Here we go. 2v2. Again, doubles chart again. So, and again, it says resolve normally. We're hitting all the resolve normalies on this chart. And you really can't see it up here. But this did go to resolve normally again, which is pretty nuts. It normally doesn't do that. But both players made it this time. And the 10 is going to be going into the 6 to 12 range. So now it's going to be a turnover. So that was that. So we went twice to the doubles chart and got no interesting plays out of it, which is kind of boring, if you ask me, right? We want penalties, we want injuries, we want all sorts of good stuff. So 1 and a 5 here. Welch, 5 versus 3 here. Double 6. Here we go. Back to there, and we're going to get a minor scuffle. All right. So I'm going to mark the minute off right now, and we'll start rolling for this. So remember, in the minor scuffle, each of these teams is just going to roll against their sportsmanship, and if they fail, they are going to get a yellow card. So we'll start with Welch from Salary. He rolled a 6, so guess what? He's getting a yellow card. We're going to pull him out in a minute. Okay. Madsen got a 2. He makes it. So Madsen will not get a yellow card, and actually because of that, because one team got a yellow card, the other one didn't, they're going to get possession for the next minute. Welch comes out of the game. We're going to mark him for a yellow card. So as you can see here, I've now marked him for a yellow card here. You can see that on the sheet here for Welch, okay? Welch comes out of the game. and we're going to put Chan in his place. So I need to add Chan to the home team's lineup here on the scorecard because he's coming into the game. And that he will stay in this game until we have another hard timeout. Right now we have a hard timeout because the penalty occurred, right? Penalties, goals, and injuries, and the end of the half. That's where we break. Okay, 4 and a 6. It's going to be Padilla versus Arenas, 3v2. And we're going to try speeding this up a little bit more as we go through this. 1v3. So Padilla made his, Arenas did not. So guess what? We got a shot on goal by Padilla. So Padilla, shot on goal. And it's going to be handled by Gibbs, 36. 24, and again another save, and 1-7, or sorry, 6-12. Oh, one thing we did forget to do. Welch came out of the game. Welch had 2 stars, so we need to recount all the stars. So 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1, 2, 3, 4. They're dead even now. Okay, so that actually changed, unfortunately, during the penalty, but it's not going to affect this because they still get it on a 7-12, and so they're going to get possession now in this minute. Okay, and then we go to the next minute. 5 and a 5. And remember, doubles on the selection roll don't count on the doubles chart. So we're just going to select these 2, and it's going to be Takahashi versus Madsen, 2v3. And it's going to be a 4 and a 6. Neither team made it. And because of the 7, again, Takahashi's going to keep the ball for Salary for the next minute. And it's going to be Chan this time, and going up against Padilla. So Chan, remember we have that short, we would have normally had a 5 there, but Welch is out, so Chan is there, so it's going to be 2v3. So he's actually at a disadvantage. And it's going to be a double 5. Double 5 and a 9. So that one we're going to do is going to be a defender freak injury. So the defender, Padilla, is coming out of the game. They don't have a choice, okay? Padilla's coming out of the game, and they're going to put in Hunt in their place. Okay. So Hunt is coming in the game. Padilla's coming out. I like to put the players that are coming in later up there. Just kind of remind me that they do belong in the game. Now, interesting situation has just happened. So the team that got injured, they're going to get the ball first of all. I'm going to mark off the time from that play. Now, because it's a hard timeout, because there's an injury, Chan gets to come out of the game and Welch gets to come back in. So now we got to recount all the stars again because Padilla came out of the game, and Padilla, we lost the star for Padilla. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versus 1, 2, 3. This all goes all the way over here now because this is a 3+ in difference between the control ratings. And so now they have a huge advantage. Because of that injury. And it was a freak injury, nothing that we could do about it. Padilla twisted an ankle or something like that. And unfortunately, Padilla will be out to the next hard timeout that we have. All right, 1 and a 1. Madsen going up against Takahashi, 5v4. This is a good opportunity for Swindon. But Swindon is going to waste it. They're going to miss their roll. Takahashi's going to make their roll. Takahashi's going to get the steal. Takahashi with the steal. Now Takahashi has a chance. If a 5 comes up as a black 5, we get a breakaway attempt. And unfortunately, no, that's not going to happen. So this minute will start normally with Arenas and going up against Barrett. So 5v3, Arenas versus Barrett. And both of them will make it. And unfortunately, in this situation, 1-3 means it's going to be also a turnover. Because their range is still a 1-4, which sounds kind of crazy, but that is what it is. All right, we will roll again. And a 5. It's going to be Barrett versus Abbott. So 2 versus 4. Good opportunity for a steal, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Abbott is going to get the steal. So going back and forth on the steals here, Abbott will get the steal. So on a black 6, we get a black 6 on the placement, we get a breakaway opportunity. Not going to happen. It's going to be Welch. The Welch is going to go up against Barrett. So 5 versus 3. And wow, this has been a really tight game for shooting and everything. Still scoreless. We have hardly any shots. We have 5 minutes left in this half, this half of the game. So 4v4, Arenas, Jang, 5v2. Wow, Jang defended perfectly, and they're going to get the turnover because of the control rating. And so, wow, Jang just absolutely stepped up. Madsen versus Abbott, 5v4. Oops. And it's going to be a 6 missed and a 4 Abbott steals. Unreal. Defense has been the name of the game in this one. Let me tell you, Abbott on a 6 is going to get a breakaway. And it's going to be Welch instead. Welch versus Madsen, 5v3 again. Defense has been relentless. Oh, well, the offense just kind of squandered that opportunity there. Welch doesn't make it. Madsen doesn't make it. 11. They'll keep the ball. There are 2 minutes left in the half. And it's going to be a 2v1. So now we got 5v3. Welch versus Barrett. And there we go. We got a shot on goal. It's going to be Welch. So Welch is going to shoot. Second shot for Southry. And here we go. It's going to be, you need a 33 or greater. Oh, wow. Hurtado gets the save again. 11 keeps the ball. Last minute of play in the half. Here we go. And it's going to be a 3v3. So Arenas versus Jang. 5v2 here for the ratings. And again, another shot by Arenas. Can Arenas put a score up on the board? Let's find out. Third shot on goal by Southry. Here we go. And a 46, that will score. So finally we got a point as Arenas puts one in on the third shot of the game. And it is now a 1-0 game. Well, you're going to use Al Wilson's nice little numbers here. These work really well with the board, by the way. And so that is it at the half. It is 1-0. So you can see here, we'll put a little thing here. So it's now 1-0, and you can see our scorecard for the first minute, or the first half. So now that it's the half, by the way, a couple things are going to happen because Hunt is still in the game. Hunt now will come back out of the game, and Padilla will come into the game for the second half because it's now hard timeout, right? So this is going to go back to here because they now have 4 stars. They have 6. So they only have a 2 advantage instead of a 3 advantage as they did before. Okay. All right. So we will start the second half, and this one's going to go a lot quicker. We're just going to keep going a lot faster this time. So it's going to be a 1v5. Welch versus Madsen. Double 6-9. Ooh, this could be interesting. Defender is going to be hard checked. So the defender gets to roll, first of all, for injury. You remember, they're defending at a 3. So it's a 3 or less. They avoid the injury. And they do not. So Madsen is going to be coming out of the game on a hard check. But here's the fun part of this. This is where this is going to get interesting. So Hunt's going to be coming in the game. But this is where it's going to get really crazy. Because Welch got his second yellow card. I'm glad this came up. So Welch is now out of the game permanently. And so Welch, we're just going to put a red chip on him to note that he is out of the game permanently. You don't have to use these kind of chips. You can do this however you want. So that means we got to put someone in the game, and Chan is going to be coming in the game permanently because of that. So Welch is now out of the game permanently. Now, also because of this, because he just received the equivalent of a red card, the team that received the injury, which was towards Madsen, now also has to make a penalty shot. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Stars here. 1, 2, 3. They're still ahead by 1. When Madsen comes back in the game, it's going to be dead even, though. They just wiped out a 2-star player and one of their best players in the game. So they're going to choose Padilla to make their penalty shot, and all he has to do is roll anything but a 6 here. And he does. So Padilla's going to get a shot on goal. And remember, this is going to be minus 10. So Gibbs is taking this at a 26. Wow, Gibbs made the save. Wow. So the penalty shot's no good. Now, because this is a penalty shot situation, they automatically do get to keep the ball for the next minute. So that was a long first minute of play, wasn't it? That was crazy. All right. We almost tied the game up on a crazy hard check. And wow. All right, 3-2. Padilla, Takahashi, 3v4. And they both make their roll, 3 and 4. 5 is going to be staying with the away team. So they will keep the ball for another minute. 1v1, Hunt, Takahashi, which gives us a 2 versus a 4. Double 2-7. Minor scuffle. All right, so now we got to roll for Hunt. Hunt is going to get a yellow card, which they're not really all that upset about. Takahashi. Takahashi avoids the yellow card, so it's going to be a turnover. But the bad news for Salary is Hunt's going to come out of the game. Madsen comes back in. And now the control is dead even because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 Stars versus 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's dead even. All right, so Hunt is out of the game. Hunt's probably not going to come back in the game most likely because he's got a yellow card. They probably don't want to risk having the same situation happen to them that happened to Salary already. So, all right, we keep going, and it's going to be a 3v2. And it's going to be these 2 players, and it's going to be 5 versus 3. And a 1-2, so both players make it. 9 is going to stay here. Home team retains, which is Salary. By the way, home team is on this side, just so you know. Chan versus Jang. 2 and a 2. Neither player made it, and this time the 1, 2, 6 on this side is going to get the control. We are already 5 minutes into the second half. It's going to be a 6. Oh, wow, that's interesting. So Jang and Chan. So the same players that were on the last play are going to have it this time, are going to be the key players this time, but just going the other way. Oh, and Jang is going to get a shot on goal. So Jang gets a shot on goal. And it's going to be their 4th shot. They have yet to make a shot on goal until now. And there we go. Gibbs will give up his first goal. And so now it's a 1-1 game. So 1-1 game. Hard timeout. We don't have any players that need to come back into the game. Welch is out for the game, so he's not coming back ever. And here we go. We keep going. 5 and a 5. And it's going to be Takahashi versus Madsen. Oh, and Madsen's going to get a steal. And this is really bad for Salary because on a 1 or a 2, they get a breakaway with their best player on the team. But it said it's going to be the 6, so it's going to be Jang versus Abbott. And Abbott will steal. That is Abbott's 3rd steal of the game. Here we go. And it's not, Abbott's not going to get it. It's going to be Arenas versus Jang. Both of them made it. Wow. They will retain, home team will retain it with the 8. And Barrett and Arenas. And again, both of them make it. And this time, however, it's going to be a turnover on the 1. So we now hit the 30-minute point. So I want to point this out on the score sheet. You can barely see here that this is a different shade, and this is actually a different shade. So at this point, if either team is ahead by 3 goals or more, the game ends immediately, and we aren't at that situation. So it's not going to happen, okay? So the game will continue for at least another 5 minutes. So it's going to be a 2, Madsen, 4, Abbott. Both of them making again. Away team is going to keep it. Jang, Abbott. Abbott will steal. 4 steal for Abbott. Needs a 6. Doesn't get it. It's going to be Arenas instead. Barrett. Both of them made it again, and the 5 is going to turn it over to the home team or to the away team. So Southery didn't have it all that long. Madsen versus Abbott, 5v4. Both of them made it just barely. And the 10 is going to turn it back over to the home team of Southery. Oops. Made a slight mistake here. This is definitely going to jiggle the table. Okay. Interesting point here now, because this is the final minute of 35. If the home team's ahead by 1 at the 35-minute mark, then they win the game immediately. So if they score on this play somehow, it will end the game immediately. So let's see what happens here. They got Chan, though, and Chan didn't even come close to it. And in fact, they just gave up the ball on a turnover. And so that was not going to happen. So at the 35-minute mark, after the 35-minute mark has been played, if the home team's ahead by 1 or the visiting team's ahead by 2, the game ends immediately. That's to kind of, again, simulate the, they can hold the game for the last 5 minutes or whatever. So in this situation, it's not going to happen. We're going to play the full length of the game. We're tied 1-1, which is pretty exciting. We may end this in a tie at the rate these two teams are going. So Madsen and company, let's see what they get. Oh, we're going to get Padilla and we're going to get Chan. So this is going to be interesting, 3v2. Neither team makes, and again, the away team is going to keep it because of the 5. 3, Padilla, Arenas. And again, same situation, but this time it is going to get turned over. And we have 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. Arenas, Barrett. Can they pull something off here? No, they can't. They will keep the ball, though. And a 1, so 5v1, 2v3. And a steal by Barrett. So for the final minute, Barrett may get a breakaway. Let's see what happens. On a 5, he gets a breakaway on the placement roll. Nope, it's going to be 4v4. So Padilla versus Abbott. Here's the final showdown. Final minute. And a double 4-11, which is going to be a lull time and it's going to end the game. So there we go. That is it. The game is over. It's a 1-1 tie. Boring. We had almost no shots in the second half at all. So the last part of this is I like to just roll up the stats, and I just took out everybody on the sideline here with pulling up the thing here. Just grab these real quick, although we're not needed. But so I'd like to wrap everything up. As you can see here, it says like shots, steals, yellow cards, red cards. I roll these up because I usually do team stats for those. And so on this, we do shots. It's going to be 4 shots they had in the game. They had 3 steals. They had 1 yellow card, no red cards. The other team had 3 shots on goal and they had 5 steals. That's pretty much what kept them in the game. They had 2 yellow cards, however, and no red cards. Hurtado, 3. He saved 3 out of 4 shots. There was no yellow cards. The result was that the team was a draw, and he played all 40 minutes of the game. Versus Gibbs, he had 4 saves out of 5. Or is it out of? No, sorry, 3 saves out of 4. The other one was 2 shots, 2 saves out of 3. Yeah, okay. Yellow cards, no. Result was a draw and another 40 minutes as well. And that's how I usually wrap that up. And I usually do, I can count these as well, figure out what that was and get a kind of a thing there as well. But that's pretty much it. So this is the final scorecard for this game. So a few things to remind you of. Again, in the next few days, I should be uploading the template for this here. This is an Excel template, so anybody that has Excel, they can use this very easily. Just type in a bunch of stuff and bam, this should print out on your printer without any needs to change anything in the print dialog or anything like that. My printer is wacky. It wants to print everything double-sided now for some reason. But anyways, that's what this looks like, okay? And the cards are going to look exactly like these. You can color them in. You can color in the little bars here if you want. You can color in and make these different colors if you want and really personalize your stuff. It's super easy to do, and it's all in Excel. If you want to go a little bit more complicated and get the players on stuff, everything like that, in about a week or 2, I'm going to upload an Affinity template for you to use. It's not going to be a real crazy one with data merge or anything like that. You're going to have to change the values and on the cards, and that's that. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it all fancy and stuff with a data merge and everything like that. So that's it. Coaches expansion. So you're seeing the coaches here. I'm in week 10 of a 16-week season right now. So once I get to the end of that season and I start evaluating some of these things, I've already made a few changes to the coaches. But hopefully after that, I will release the coaches. I'm probably sometime around play.con that's going to happen, I'm guessing. And at that point, then I'll release the coaches and put that out. And I'll probably put out a video for it as well when I put out the coaches expansion. I also probably in the future, can't promise when, but I'd like to do a video on the franchise mode of this game. Because I think that's really where this game shines, and the reason I designed a game like this is to make something simple enough to play where you can crack out a bunch of games. This didn't take us all that long to play a full game, and I was explaining things as I went through. Normally I fly through these games pretty quickly, and it's the nice thing is that you can wrap up a season and then make changes to the players and then play out another season. That's what I really wanted out of this, so that is what we're going to do with that. So thank you all for watching this video. Hope you love everything that we showed you today, and hope to see you in future videos that we do, and hope that you're playing footy, and hoping that you enjoy it. If you like this stuff, you can like the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever you got to do, like the video, subscribe to the channel, whatever. But yes, thank you all for watching, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye.